Cabin crew salary in India can start anywhere. The training period also earns you a stipend. Hello and namaste, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sakshi, and in this video we are going to discuss about the most important thing and the very common question in the minds of all cabin crew aspirants out there, which is the salary of a crew. The reason why I wanted to make a separate video about this topic is because you are not going to get a fixed XYZ amount every month. So whatever amount is mentioned in your contract is not the amount that you will be getting. It would be variable every month because there are certain allowances and certain parameters which decide your salary, which would be credited in your account. So in this video, I'll be explaining all those parameters, all those allowances, so that you get a better idea of the salary that you can expect as a cabin crew while working in India. Let's start off with the most basic thing, which is the basic salary. Basic salary is something which is fixed, and this is the amount that you will get no matter how much work you're doing in that month. So understand that how much work in cabin crew means how many hours you fly. How many hours you work as a cabin crew is something which is called flying hours. Means when the aircraft is ready to take off till the time aircraft lands on ground. Us duration ko, that time frame is known as a flying hour. So every month how many hours you fly is how your salary will differ, and hence this also proves one thing, that all of that boarding time, all of the time while you are on ground, you are not getting paid anything. So keep that thing in mind. So when we talk about the basic pay, all of your contracts would have this mentioned, and every contract is made for a specific duration, a specific flying hour. For example, my previous contract was for 50 hours. It could be for 40 hours, 50 hours, 60 hours, XYZ. Whatever amount is mentioned in your contract is the amount for which you will be getting that basic salary. Say for example, your basic salary is 28,000. So if in that month you fly for 10 hours, you fly for 20 hours, you fly for 50 hours, you are going to get 28,000. This brings me to my next point, which is called the variable flying pay. Like we discussed in the previous point, for 50 hours, if your contract is for 50 hours, you would be getting the basic salary. Now the moment you cross that amount, which is possible and which is most likely going to happen, the moment you cross the specified amount in your contract, for example, let's take 50 hours. 50 hours cross hote hi, your salary will start getting added on. This would be known as the variable flying pay. So for every hour above your contracted hours, you are going to get a separate amount. It would differ. In most airlines, it differs something like this. So for every 50 to 60 hours, considering your contract is for 50 hours, you would be getting around 100 to 200 per hour. For every 60 to 70 hours, it would increase, and so on and so forth. So for every hour that you fly extra, you're going to get paid extra. This is the second parameter while your salary is getting calculated. This brings me to my third point, which is known as the layover allowance. If you have seen my previous video, you are already aware about a layover. So whenever you're doing a layover, you are getting paid for that layover as well. Yes, the company would be providing you with a hotel. Sometimes it also provides you with breakfast. Sometimes all the meals are included, especially in Indian Airlines and especially in domestic layovers. But you still get paid and layover allowance for your expenses during that layover. So for every layover, there is again a specified range. For example, for every 24 hours on a layover, you would be getting a specified amount of sum. Say for example, your layover allowance in the company is 750 rupees for every 24 hours. So if your layover is for 24 hours, you will be getting 750 rupees for that specific layover. The moment you cross 24 hours, it would start adding up, just like it added up in the flying pay. So the layover allowance is something that again adds up to your salary, because usually as a crew you will be doing a lot of layovers, and all the layovers will add up, all the layover allowances will add up, and that would be added in your salary. Usually the layover allowance is credited separately. You get your salary at say the end of the month or the beginning of the month, and the layover allowance a little later, but yes, that is a part of your salary and you are going to get the layover allowance as well. This brings me to my fourth point, which is known as the deadhead allowance. Deadheading is basically when you are traveling as a passenger on a flight. You most likely would be in your uniform, sometimes not in uniform, but it is a part of your duty. This could be for XYZ reasons, we are not getting into that, that is for some time later. So deadheading is also going to get you another allowance, which is known as the deadhead allowance. It could again differ from company to company. Say for example, in your company the deadhead allowance is 500 per deadhead. So for every one deadhead flight, you will be getting 500 rupees extra. For example, you did 3 flights a month, which were deadheading flights, you would be getting 1500 additionally on top of your basic flying pay and your layover allowances. All in all, these 4 things get added up and you get this as your salary. Usually the layover allowance and sometimes the deadhead allowance is credited a little later, but nonetheless this is all that you would be earning. Now the basic flying pay and all these salaries would differ from company to company, but a cabin crew salary in India can start anywhere from 25,000 and can go up to 80,000, 1 lakh as well. Understand, it depends upon the company, it depends upon your contract, it depends upon your seniority, it depends upon what kind of flights you are doing. If you are doing only domestic flights, if you are doing international flights, if you are working with XYZ company or a different company, it's going to vary. Also, as per your seniority, the salary would be differing. Usually what happens is, in a lot of airlines you have a changing salary contract. Basically, for the first year you would be earning XYZ amount. As soon as you complete your first year, your salary will get an increment and you would be getting increased salary. But like I said, it could range anywhere from 25,000 and can go up till 1 lakh. When I started flying, my starting salary was around 30 to 35,000, and now it's different, which I really don't know because I'm still under my training. But yes, this is the salary that you would be earning as a cabin crew in India. Now, not only this, there are a lot of other perks that you enjoy as a cabin crew. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, you can refer to this video of mine in which I will be explaining all the advantages that you get to enjoy as a cabin crew. So it's not only about your salary, but about all of these perks and advantages. I would also like to mention one more thing, which is the stipend. So you don't immediately start flying as a cabin crew. You would also be undergoing a training period. When you clear your interview, the company would be providing you with a training, and the training period also earns you a stipend. It is not as much as the salary, but a stipend nonetheless to manage your expenses. And again, the stipend would differ from company to company. You can expect anywhere from 15,000 to 25,000 and 30,000. In my previous company, the stipend was, I believe, around 15,000. So yes, you would be earning a stipend even during your training. That was all for the salary of a cabin crew. Like I said, salary is a sensitive topic and it can differ from contract to contract, from airline to airline. So you would actually get the best idea when you sign your contract. If you have any queries, do let me know in the comment section and I'll be more than happy to answer. You can check out my other videos. They all would be linked in the description box below and in the I button up here as well. Until then, take care, keep doing your research, crack all the interviews, and all the best. Bye bye.